I've squandered time in the past, pursuing things that didn't matter, getting swept up in arguments that didn't need to be had, and allowing distractions to divert me from what really counts. And if you're being honest with yourself, you've likely been there as well. How many hours have you lost to worry about things outside of your control? How many times have you procrastinated on your goals, saying you'll begin tomorrow? The reality is, time is something that we can never regain. The Stoics understood this perfectly. They were convinced that true happiness stems from discipline, self-control, and aligning our activities with a higher goal. They recognized that a divided mind equals a lost life. Each second wasted on irrelevant endeavors is a second taken away from your real potential. If you sense you're drifting, going along with life instead of shaping it, now's the time to step into the driver's seat. It's time to take back your focus, get your mind honed, and begin living deliberately. The only thing I ask of you is not to skip this video until the end. Now let's begin. 1. You cannot control others, only yourself. One of the hardest lessons to accept in life is that no matter how much effort you put into persuading, pleasing, or proving yourself to others, their thoughts, feelings, and actions are beyond your control. It's natural to want to be understood, respected, or appreciated. But when this desire turns into an obsession, it becomes a never-ending struggle, one that drains your time and energy while giving you nothing in return. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that the key to peace lies in understanding the boundary between what is within our power and what is not. Trying to control what others think about you is like trying to control the wind, futile and exhausting. Instead of attempting to manipulate the world around you, true wisdom comes from focusing on what is always within your grasp: your own actions, your own thoughts, and your own responses to life. I have spent years, at different points in my life, trying to get people to see my worth, working extra hard to gain approval, explaining myself in endless conversations, and even compromising my own values to fit into expectations. The irony: the more I sought validation, the more powerless I became. When I finally realized that I was wasting energy on things outside my control, I began focusing inward. I stopped trying to change others and instead worked on improving myself, my discipline, my skills, and my mindset. That shift was freeing. I no longer felt the need to justify myself to others because I had built my own foundation of self-respect. The world will always have opinions about you, some fair, some false, some irrelevant. But none of them should dictate how you feel about yourself. If someone disrespects you, recognize that their actions are a reflection of them, not you. Responding with anger, frustration, or the need to prove them wrong only wastes more of your time and mental energy. Instead, ignore what is beneath you and focus on what truly matters: building your character, sharpening your mind, and refining your purpose. By focusing on yourself, instead of trying to control the thoughts and behaviors of others, you reclaim your power. You stop being tossed around by external forces and instead become the master of your own path. No longer reactive, you become intentional, living not to satisfy others, but to fulfill your own highest potential. 2. Time is your most precious asset. Stop giving it away. Time is the one resource that, once lost, can never be recovered. Yet, we often treat it as if we have an unlimited supply, wasting hours on distractions, shallow entertainment, and unproductive thoughts. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, warned us of this contradiction. We fear death as if it could arrive at any moment, yet we behave as though we will live forever, carelessly spending our time on things that do not serve us. The truth is, most people don't realize how much time they are giving away until it's too late. I've experienced this firsthand. There were days when I spent hours scrolling through social media, watching pointless videos, or engaging in debates that led nowhere. At the time, it felt harmless, just a way to unwind or stay informed. But when I looked back, I saw how much valuable time had slipped through my fingers. Time I could have used to improve myself, to learn a skill, to read, to build something meaningful, or to strengthen my mind. The worst part? That lost time was gone forever. Most people think that wasting time means doing nothing, but often it means doing things that feel busy, yet accomplish nothing. How many hours do we lose refreshing feeds, consuming news that doesn't impact us, or worrying about things outside our control? These moments add up. A day wasted becomes a week wasted, then a month, then a year. And before we know it, life has passed us by, leaving us with regrets. The solution is simple, but not always easy. Treat your time like the precious resource it is. Be intentional. Set strict boundaries on distractions. Decide in advance how you will spend your time, rather than letting the day control you. Before engaging in anything, ask yourself, is this helping me grow, or am I just passing time? Every activity should serve a purpose, whether it's building knowledge, improving your health, developing a skill, or deepening your relationships. The Stoics believed in action over passivity. Life is not about consuming endlessly. It's about creating, building, and shaping yourself into the person you were meant to be. Instead of getting lost in meaningless consumption, prioritize production. Write before you read. Build before you watch. Contribute before you take. Time is passing whether you use it wisely or waste it. The choice is always yours. 3. External validation is a trap. Seek internal mastery. One of the greatest traps in life is the endless pursuit of external validation, the constant need to be liked, approved of, or admired by others. Many people live not according to their own values, but according to what they believe will earn them social approval. They shape their identities to fit expectations, sacrificing their authenticity for fleeting applause. But admiration from others means nothing if, deep inside, you feel empty, uncertain, or disconnected from who you truly are. Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire yet remained indifferent to praise, pointed out this paradox. We prioritize our own lives above all, yet we care more about what others think than about our own inner peace. It is a contradiction that enslaves many, preventing them from living freely. There was a time when I, too, hesitated to take action toward my goals. I worried about being judged, about failing publicly, about people questioning my decisions. That fear of what others might think became a barrier, keeping me from fully committing to what I wanted. But then I realized a simple truth. No one else is living my life. If I let fear dictate my choices, I am the one who will carry the regret, not them. The reality is, people's opinions are fickle. They may praise you today and criticize you tomorrow. If you build your self-worth on their approval, you will constantly be at their mercy, always chasing acceptance, but never finding true fulfillment. On the other hand, when you shift your focus inward, when you measure success by your own standards, when you seek mastery over yourself rather than recognition from others, you become untouchable. The goal is not to be admired, but to be at peace with yourself. When you stop seeking validation from the outside world and instead focus on developing discipline, wisdom, and resilience, you build an internal foundation that cannot be shaken. Your confidence comes not from praise, but from knowing that you are living with purpose, integrity, and authenticity. Let go of the need for approval. The only validation that truly matters is the one that comes from within. 4. Hardship is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Life is relentless in its challenges. It will test you, push you, and break you down at times. But these hardships are not signs to retreat. They are opportunities to rise. The Stoics understood this well, embracing the philosophy of amor fati, the love of fate. Rather than resisting life's difficulties, they taught that we should welcome them, for they are the very forces that shape us into who we are meant to be. Seneca reminds us that difficulties are like weights for the mind. Just as the body grows stronger through resistance, the mind grows sharper through adversity. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without hardship, there is no depth to our character. Every obstacle we encounter is an invitation to build resilience, patience, and wisdom. I have faced moments where I felt utterly lost, times when failure seemed overwhelming, when I questioned whether I had the strength to continue. In those moments, it was tempting to give in, to run away from the struggle, to seek comfort instead of challenge. But looking back, I see that those exact moments were the ones that made me stronger. Every setback forced me to dig deeper, to push harder, and to become more disciplined. Had I avoided those hardships, I would have remained stagnant, never discovering what I was truly capable of. Running from difficulty keeps you weak. Facing it head-on transforms you. When life tests you, do not complain or resist. Instead, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? The more you embrace hardship, the more unshakable you become. True strength is not avoiding difficulty but using it as fuel. Let life shape you, not break you. 5. The only competition is who you were yesterday. It is easy to fall into the trap of comparison. In a world where everyone's achievements are on display, it can feel as if we are constantly measuring ourselves against others. Someone will always be richer, stronger, more successful, or further ahead in life. But comparison is a thief. It steals your focus, your joy, and your peace of mind. Instead of looking inward and improving yourself, you become fixated on someone else's path, forgetting that their journey has nothing to do with yours. Marcus Aurelius, a man who had all the power in the world yet remained deeply introspective, warned against wasting life by speculating about others. His advice is clear. Your concern should not be with how others are living, but with how you can live a good life. Your energy is finite. If you spend it watching others, you will have nothing left to invest in your own growth. I have experienced this firsthand. There were times when I looked at others who seemed more accomplished, and instead of feeling inspired, I felt inadequate. I questioned whether I was doing enough, whether I was too far behind. But then I realized something crucial. I am not them. They are not me. Their timeline is not mine. The only battle that truly matters is the one against who I was yesterday. The goal is not to be better than someone else. It is to be better than you were before. Instead of competing with others, measure progress by your own standards. Did you improve? Did you learn? Did you grow stronger, wiser, more disciplined? These are the only questions that matter. The moment you shift your focus from comparison to self-mastery, you reclaim your power. You stop chasing someone else's definition of success and start shaping your own. The only real competition in life is against the person you were yesterday. Win that battle, and everything else will fall into place.